All right, who's here on Deborah Aguilar? Yes. Are you ready, counsel?
Yeah, approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. Hi. Are you all ready to proceed?
No, Judge. Judge,
There's
there's
a
an,
new case and there's nothing on it yet.
it's an ag robbery. It's about less than a month ago. It happened on the 14th of January. It's one thing of many things alleged, Judge, but obviously defense counsel doesn't have any access to any discovery, and I don't have any discovery on Purr-fect at this point.
All right, so how much time are you all asking for?
I would ask for at least 30 days, to evaluate the ag robbery and at least get some discovery to defense counsel on that subject so that they can evaluate the case.
All right, Norma. Set this for. You guys are doing jury selection on McIntyre on the 31st.
True. Yes, Judge. And that should last at least a couple of weeks, probably. Well, not the jury selection, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, Norma. Set this the week of April 14th
That should be
for a
fine, Judge.
contested hearing. And if it's not contested, it's not contested.
Yes, no, I'll do it on the 14th.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Abrams, Aguilar is coming back on April 14th for a contested hearing. And defense, Mr. Schaefer. Hi, I'm assuming do you have any objection to that date? All right, thank you. Okay,
Whatever date the court gives us, that'll be fine. by me.
well, no, I don't want to leave it out there for too long.
Well, Judge, I understand, but with the New Testament, they have nothing. It's hard to do anything.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
All right, could I see the file on Michael Ogden, please? Yes.
Mr. Ogden's dismissal has been signed and we have been served. May he be excused for the day?
Yes, could you have them come up, please?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
Mr. Ogden himself.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Hello, Mr. Ogden.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So my understanding is the state has decided to dismiss your case. They say they're dismissing it in the interest of justice and that you agree that you're going to forfeit the weapon. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Thank you for always dressing appropriately for court. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome. Michael Warner. And so it shows the last thing I have for him is there was a bond forfeiture.
Yes,
So-
there was this court date in October.
Mhm.
We took care of that a couple of weekends ago. Came in on the following
Got it.
Monday and you denied on I side.
Ah, okay. All right, so in this case, you have all discovery
Yes, Your Honor.
and was an offer tendered.
Yes, Judge.
Sir, how old are you? I'm sorry, what?
35 years old.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, reset this for 3 weeks for plea deadline date.
Yes.
And you need to make sure you're on time for court. You were late today.
It would be March the 3rd.
All right, your plea deadline date will be March 3rd.
Okay,
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes.
Judge, Mr. Smith, Amadeyon Smith, Jordan.
Yes.
It's been brought to my attention that he's been a lifelong sufferer for schizophrenia. I was
All right,
unaware of
Is
that.
he here?
He is, he's in custody.
All right, Mr. Smith, come down. So we're here on a motion to revoke.
That's correct, Judge. And he also has a new number 1 in here and a new number 1 out of 12. I wanted to have a mental health evaluation done with him before we proceed, just so we're all on the same page.
All right, do you think he's incompetent?
Judge, I'm not saying that. He's just taking, it just come to my attention that he's been a lifelong sufferer of schizophrenia. And I wanted to see if you could speak with the physician and see where we are on that. So how that may or may not affect the way I must move forward with this.
Well, I mean, the only issue is if he's incompetent, then we'll have a competency. If he is competent, this is either going to be a contested hearing and you can bring in whatever mitigation information you would like.
Understood. But I still need to have that evaluation done, Judge, is what I'm saying. We don't have that right now. We'll get there later. I'm asking for a little time for him to be evaluated, Judge.
But I mean, he's competent. So what are we, if you're asking for something for mitigation, that's something completely different as opposed to competency. If you're saying he's competent, but he has prior mental health issues or still has mental health issues that he is being medicated for, then you can present that to the court and I'll consider it as mitigation, or maybe that there's something else that needs to be done.
Understood, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, sir, just have a seat. So you all want to confer?
I've been conferring, Judge. He was supposed to have had a mental health evaluation done as part of his probation with your court. That was never done.
Okay.
So I was hoping to get one done while he's in custody.
No, I can hear the violations and see where you all want to go with that. Otherwise, it'll be set for contested.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. Who's here? Walter Davies?
I am, Your Honor. Honor, I have an intern, if I could have an intern.
Sure.
Approach.
And where's Mr. Davies?
He is on bond. If I could give you an update, and I've already conferred with Megan Galloway.
No, I mean, is he in the courtroom?
He is not in the courtroom. He's not present. And
So is he on the docket today?
he is on the docket today, Your Honor.
So,
Well, I'm in line to approach, to make my announcement.
all right. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Val. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So are you,
I'm an intern.
but are you in school or?
Oh yeah, I'm in high school.
Well, welcome.
Hello.
So which high school?
Central Catholic.
Well, welcome. You're welcome to come in anytime to get a chance to see what's going on. So do you want to be an attorney?
I'm thinking about it. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So everyone, excuse me. We have a high school student who's thinking about being an attorney. Would you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Val. Nice to meet you.
All right. So let's not do anything to make him change his decision about his profession. All right. So the court is going to call 2024 CR 009339, State of Texas versus Walter Davies. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Defense?
Joseph Stateson standing in for Monica Guerrero.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:11 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket today. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Mr. Davies?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not home.
Just one moment. And we also have cause number 2024 CR 009355. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Prior to today, we had, Your Honor, Monica Guerrero reach out to him. At this time, we don't have contact. We did receive a plea offer less than 30 days ago. We were in the process of negotiating, working it out, but he's not present today, Your Honor.
All right. And do you know, is he on a PR bond or a commercial bond?
I would have to check Odyssey for that, Your Honor.
All right. And I'm wondering if anyone has reached out to his bondsman if he is on a PR bond. Let me see. Yes, it is. On that one, he was released on a PR bond. Let me see about the other case. He's released on a PR bond.
I believe both are PR bonds.
All right, state.
We're requesting a judge's warrant in each cause, Your Honor.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Good
great
seeing
day.
you. Have a great one. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Attorneys, take note. John, I'm taking note as well. All right. Who's here on Quinton Francis?
I am, Your Honor, Sharon Thorne for defense. My client?
Yes. Hello. So why were you late for court this morning?
I was here, I just couldn't find the courtroom.
All right, so now you know where the courtroom is, okay? So don't be late, all right? All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
Your Honor,
There's a little discovery on the case that's indicted that's before you. He, however, has 2 pending felony cases that are still PF cases.
Okay.
And they're not ready, and one of them's a drug case, so there are no labs.
So on the drug case, what's the alleged offense date? Is it twenty
It's,
twenty-five?
it's January of 2025, Your Honor. And so I did check, we don't have the labs back on that, but I've given, and I can't represent to the court how long it will take, because it's at the crime lab and I'm not sure what their turnover is right now.
Well, they're telling me it's 90 days.
I think that's wishful thinking.
Yeah. But we shall see.
So
All right, so I'm gonna ask that this case be recalled in 60 days. Is there any objection to a 60-day reset?
no objection.
All right, and so that will be to give them time to have labs. And if the labs are not there, we'll see what people want to file. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 60-day reset on Francis. All right, April 10th. Make sure you're on time, okay? And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Just have a seat and your attorney will bring that to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Christian Garcia. How's it going? All right, I cannot complain. You too?
Like she has to turn herself in.
Neil, you're becoming a renaissance man.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's great.
It might be.
Let me know when it's in.
You know, it's rare that you have renaissance men or renaissance women these days. All right, so you all are here to modify bond conditions, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me find him on the docket. All right, I found it. You have a lot to live up to because you have 4 names. I always say, anytime you have more than 3 names, it's royalty, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so let me see. All right, so the issue is with the GPS, and I'm assuming you're asking for it to be removed?
No, Judge, just for tracking.
All right, any objections to tracking?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 0087173 and 2024 CR 0082124, State versus Christian Allen Reeves Garcia. Could I have parties announced for the record? State,
Jason Garahan for the state, Your Honor.
defense.
Raymond Martinez.
All right, so we are here. This defense is requesting that the defendant's bond be modified to tracking only, and state you have objections?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so defense, why are you requesting tracking only?
There's several things. Number one, Mr. Garcia has been on bond for a good while. He's had no violations. He was originally on full house arrest for how long?
All right, if you're gonna call him, I'll need to
No,
put
I-
him under.
I just,
Partial, is that correct?
he's on partial now, but he was on full house for 3 to 4 months before he moved to partial. The court moved him to partial so that he could go to work. His dad found him work, and he's been doing that. You've also given him permission to go to church on Sundays, but he's got a curfew. The issues that Mr. Garcia is running into now, he's got some health issues. His doctor told me he has high cholesterol and borderline diabetic, so he's got to attend to medical appointments.
All right, see, you know what? High cholesterol, diabetes, we all, and when I say we all, I include myself, we gotta start eating better and exercising more. It's hard. I'm surviving off of oatmeal.
You're making my point for me, Judge. One of the things he wants to do is to exercise for purposes of addressing that. His primary care physician has also recommended that he apply for Social Security disability for some
Well,
other.
people, do we not exercise in our backyards anymore? That's what we would do growing up.
No.
I mean, do
You
we?
see gyms at every corner, Judge.
Everybody
Obviously, we're not.
doesn't need a gym. Do some push-ups, do some weight resistance.
Well, Judge, there's been studies done about how when you get into an atmosphere where everybody else is also doing that, it kind of pushes you and motivates you. They've done studies on like when bicyclists are riding by themselves versus when they're in a pack. It's the synergistic effect of everybody moving together. And so that's why there's so many
Well,
gyms.
who lives in the house with him?
His parents.
See, we can make this a group thing where everybody exercises.
Yeah. And so getting around, and he's also trying to go to college, Judge, the FAFSA, financial aid being held up because of these cases, but they're trying to work through that.
See, he's becoming a Renaissance man.
He definitely is, Judge.
Okay.
And he's been, I dare to say perfect on
All
pre-trial.
right, so here's my question. Because sometimes I try to find a happy medium, if we can come to a happy medium. So, State, would there be any objections to allow tracking with a curfew? Did you all think about that?
He has a curfew now, Judge. It's very early. That's like 6:45, isn't it?
Yes. But I mean, he's on partial. He's only allowed to do certain things. So
Right.
I'm saying tracking with a curfew. Did you all discuss that?
We did not, but we're
Y'all wanna
certainly
just-
open to that. I think the state's just opposed to
All right.
tracking in general.
Well, you all want to discuss that? Because I think part of the issues, we can go off the record. I think part of the issues based upon his charges is sometimes, you have people, they need to be in the house before the street lights come on, because people tend to act crazy when street lights come on. So I don't know if that's something you all have considered, if that's something you want to consider. But I will tell you, counsel, based upon his charges, I'm not inclined to do tracking only. So if you all want to do tracking with the curfew, then the court will consider that. But just a blanket tracking, I'm not inclined to do that based upon his charges. So if you all want to discuss that,
Yeah, I can discuss it with defense counsel.
all right, thank you. And then if you all could, because I know things happen on the weekend, maybe tighten up the curfew time on the weekend. And then maybe during the week, it's something different, but discuss. Thank you. All right, State. Smith, the case that's on probation, it's being recalled for contested on February 24th. Mr. Smith? He has more than one case.
He does, Your Honor.
Oh, I was letting the clerks know because they only handed me one file. All right, we're bringing you back for a contested hearing on February 24th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, we can confer again on the Mr. Cavers, the motion for the fifth one.
All right, so what is your partial agreement?
We're gonna agree to curfew tracking 8 o'clock on weekdays and 6:45 on
All
weekends.
right, if you all will write it in there.
Oh, you have it.
Yes, and then just bring it back and I'll put it in the system.
Right. And last thing, Judge, he also has a restriction of no driving. We're asking if he be allowed to drive. Based on what he's gonna do.
I know we don't talk about the facts of the case, but one's an evading charge, one's like robbery.
We'll start with this and then we'll see how it goes. And if everything goes well, then you can come back and ask for
What
the
is a
project.
realistic waiting period to come back?
3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. All righty.
Morning, Your Honor, David T. Arena.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good to see you.
You too. All right, court is calling. And I'm sorry, counsel, if you're all going to speak, if you'll move down to that end. All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 012474, State versus John-Phillip McCarter. Can I have parties announced for the record? State,
Megan Galloway for the state.
defense,
David T. Arena for Mr. McCarter.
and are you Mr. McCarter?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. McCarter, did you sign the document entitled Application for Community Supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the record is clear. The court has an application for deferred adjudication as well. Do both parties agree that your agreement is for community supervision only?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you understand, sir, that there's no application for deferred adjudication. That's not a part of your agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand, community supervision is a conviction.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're charged with driving while intoxicated with a child under 15. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'd be a TAP evaluation, community service hours, DWI intervention course, VIP, and 10 days in the Bear County Jail as a jail sanction. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I do, Your Honor. Just for the court to take judicial notice, it is his first sin. He's never had one of these before. He's got a clean record. And
Everyone, please whisper.
and he's been extremely remorseful, which is difficult for this judge to see, but it's, I've done a few of these and he's definitely taken it seriously. So we would ask for an ankle monitor instead of incarceration, but we leave that, of course, up to Your Honor.
All right, so how often have you been drinking?
I haven't had it since the incident.
Mhm.
I have not had a drink since the incident.
All right, and how often were you drinking before the incident?
Not maybe 2-3 times a week, but not heavily and not.
All right, 2 to 3 times a week is a lot.
Yeah.
And this could have turned out so horribly wrong because you're on 35, there's construction. You have your children in the car. You drank a lot, according to this. And then the fact that you're driving around with the 18 pack of Miller Lite, they say on the floorboard and only 4 cans remaining.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So are you in any type of treatment?
Not currently.
Have you received any treatment?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Was Child Protective Services involved?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, who picked up the children?
My mother did.
All right, and do the children live with you?
Yes.
And who else lives with you?
I'm sorry.
Who else lives in the
It's
house?
me and my children.
So where's the mother?
The mother is, we're divorced, so she has her own home. And we split time 50/50. Yes.
All right.
And I homeschool my children too.
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a commercial plumbing estimator. So I work from home.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. The court is finding you guilty. The court is gonna sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $1,000 fine. That will be probated. Ignition interlock until further notice. You all say ignition interlock for half a term. Any objection? Because I'm changing that part of your plea bargaining agreement. So the ignition interlock is going to be until further notice.
No objection.
So if any objections, sir? All right, so ignition interlock until further notice. Of course, at half the term, you can come back to the court. And if he's doing well, more likely than not, I'll allow him to be off ignition interlock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Probation, make sure there's alcohol testing with the UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation, make sure you have them check the home for any alcohol. DWI intervention. VIP. All right. And there's a driver license suspension for 180 days. There's going to be 180 sober meetings in 180 days. CAP evaluation out of custody. And probation, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If they recommend outpatient treatment, I still want to start him with intensive outpatient treatment. There's going to be, I'm going to give you a choice. I can sentence you to 10 days starting today in the Bear County Jail for your jail sanction, or I can place you on GPS for 30 days.
GPS.
All right, so there'll be 30 days. GPS in lieu of 10 days in the Bear County Jail. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of the hardship. You have your children 50% of the time, and there's overcrowding at the jail. And also there are some health concerns at the jail.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
It's Probation, who do I go to for that?
Oh, they'll let you know.
Okay.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. DWIs, nobody, I've never, or at least I have yet, in all my time as a judge, all my time as a defense attorney or prosecutor, have somebody who said, I was drinking, and the reason why I was drinking because I wanted to go out and kill somebody. I never heard that from anybody. You know what ends up happening? They end up drinking. They don't realize they're intoxicated, or either they think, it's not that bad, I can still drive. And they end up killing somebody. And usually it's the person who's just trying to get home, or usually it's the soccer mom or soccer dad or children. And if you would have hit somebody or killed somebody, this would be a whole different case. So you're one of those people who cannot drink alcohol, period. I don't drink alcohol, and the reason why I don't drink it is because I don't think it tastes good. I never acquired a taste for it. So while you're on this probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol at all. And it's not just because this is DWI. The legislature has mandated everybody who's on probation, you can't drink alcohol, whether it's in your home, at a cookout, it is not allowed. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there is an issue, you need to let your probation officer know. If you feel you're going to take a drink, pick up the phone, call your probation officer, because you need to figure out while you're on this probation, what helps you maintain your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you have an issue, let probation know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court and address it with me. All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Just remain in court, and probation will go over conditions with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So could I have the parties back on Christian Garcia? All right, so on his cases, this is supposed to be final discovery. So where are we on discovery?
Judge, we've actually filed a discovery motion because the co-defendant of sorts was juvenile. The case has already been adjudicated. So we wanted to, and those records are not readily available to me.
Mhm.
So we're requesting information from his file.
All right.
I was brought that attention today. I don't know.
It was a recently filed motion.
Right, and I don't know if they just wanted the plea agreement or.
What are your questions?
Well, actually, I'd like to see all of it, Judge, because I don't know what I'm missing until I see it, right?
All right, so with regards to all of it, it's a juvenile. Now, I don't see where there would be any objections to seeing what the plea bargain agreement was. But other things related to the juvenile case, I'm not sure specifically what you're
Well,
requesting.
for
because it
example, I
may
don't know
not-
what if he gave a confession? What if he gave a statement? I know we're not getting into the facts, but he's the main actor in this deal. And he's pled to the ag robbers.
Well, state if you could see if whether or not there was a statement made by him. I don't know if there's, it should be recorded if it's a juvenile.
Well, Judge, just, I know this, I mean, I think Mr. Martinez referenced it if it was given later, because at the time of the investigation, he did not speak with police. I know that's part of the facts, but I mean, he did not speak
Yes.
with, he didn't speak with the police. So we know that there's no statement there. But I can look into one, definitely getting the plea paperwork and the stiffs and everything, if, I don't know how to do it over there.
Oh, well, I know sometimes, usually the person who is the main person in juvenile cases is the probation officer. Even though they're not, I don't know if he received probation or not.
He got a determinate sentence, Judge.
I'm sorry.
Determinate sentence.
Okay, so usually they have more information because they talk to probation, and that's how everyone gets information. So I'm gonna recall this. All right, I'll recall this for March The week of March 10th is spring break. So I'll recall it for March 6th. Is that enough time for everyone to have everything?
Judge, I was gonna ask the court if you would entertain a motion for a transcript of his plea as well, because there may have been
Well, I
this.
mean, let's see what they have first. And then I'll entertain all motions if you want to bring your motions on that day.
Okay,
I'm sure,
I just don't want to delay it further by
No, no,
bringing
no.
up that motion later.
I am sure. And I'm not putting my thumb on this scale. There are some attorneys where I can say, maybe we need a motion. I honestly don't think you will need a motion. He's gonna look into it, and if they have it, he'll give it to you.
Yeah.
If they don't, or if legal, he's allowed to give it to you, he'll give it to you. If not, you can file your motion and then we'll go from there.
Well, what I'm talking about in terms of the plea, Judge, you know, sometimes when people go before the bench, there's discussion about the case, there's,
Oh, he's gonna find that information out.
well, but I'm talking about a motion for a transcript. Where the court will allow me to get the court reporter to transcribe the actual plea.
He's gonna find out if that happened, but if nothing was said at the plea, other than this is the plea, then there may not be a need of transcription. It may just be, what's the plea bargaining agreement? So let's see what information we have and then go from there.
I know, Judge, but,
All right, because I don't like to waste money.
well, my
It's
guy's
just me.
facing a life sentence. I don't think it'd be.
No, I understand. I just don't like wasting money unnecessarily. So we will see. If it turns out that there was something that was transcribed and something was said and they actually had a hearing where witnesses took place, guess what? I'm gonna make sure you get that.
Sure.
Okay? So you don't have to worry about that. So we're gonna bring it back on March 6th. Do you have any questions about anything?
No.
All right, so we're gonna bring you back on March 6th. Trust me, your attorney is not going to go to trial if that's what ultimately ends up happening without information that he needs or he feels he needs, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for addressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And if you, do you need copies of this?
I'll take some.
All right, so if you'll make the copies and then bring it back to me so I can put it in the system. All right, do you have any questions about anything?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll have a seat, they'll bring the reset form to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Johnny De La Rosa.
Ready, Judge.
Yes.
Judge, my clients rejected the offer, would like to be put on the trial docket.
All right. Y'all want to go to trial tomorrow?
No, Judge. I am not prepared. I've got a bunch of witnesses that I'm gonna have to get. I think this was our plea bargain deadline. We were here last week, but we got recalled due to the emotional outburst.
Mhm. Here's the thing, there are no emotional outbursts in court. You understand?
I understand.
Judge, I was gonna request, I've got Mr. McKinney, the back-to-back trials on the March 4th with you.
Yes.
So I was gonna see, the following week, I'm going to New York. If we could do the week of the 24th of
All right.
March.
All right, if you confer with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date
What?
and make sure that I have the acknowledgement of discovery. And Mr. De La Rosa, today is the last day for you to work out an agreement with the state. Your counsel is telling me you want to have a jury trial. There will be no further plea bargain agreements that will be accepted by the court unless it is with good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
I understand.
Your plea deadline date has expired.
Yes, sir.
All right. And defense, do you want a bench trial or jury trial?
I'll talk to him about a bench trial, Judge.
All right. And that will need to, well, let me do this. Because we already know what dates you're considering. I'm going to bring him back and he needs to let the court know whether or not he wants a jury trial or bench trial.
Okay, that sounds
All
fair.
right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, sir.
if you'll recall this in 2 weeks. And then what we'll do is because you're looking for a jury trial date in March.
Yes, ma'am. I think that McKinney case, he's insistent on jury for both trials and jury for punishment on both trials.
Okay.
So I don't know how long that's gonna take. He's the person who is very interested in the law library. So I figure that's probably gonna take us about a week to try those cases. I was gonna ask for the week of the 24th of March. That's the 2 weeks after that.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, for this, recall it for 2 weeks And at that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you want a bench trial or a jury trial.
February 24th.
All right,
All right.
perfect. Thank you, Judge.
We'll be back on February 24th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sean, it's still warm for the printer. You know, when you would ever be cold and they would print something out, then you just.
Oh.
Paul Smith,
Yes, Your Honor.
come down. All right, so on this case, is there a body cam video from Castle Hills?
I reached out to the police department and they didn't own body worn cameras at the time, and so as such, there is no body worn camera. There is dash cam video and that's been turned over.
That's correct, Your Honor. When we received the dash cam video and in reviewing said dash cam video, you cannot see a body worn camera. So I do agree. We don't believe that exists at this time. However, in looking at the dash cam video evidence, we do have issues regarding the legality of the search. I did file a motion to suppress evidence, Judge. We would like to be heard on this whenever the court is available to hear it.
All right, so. State, when would you like to do a motion to suppress? And is it dispositive or no?
I mean, Judge, it's a pretrial motion. I don't anticipate that even if it's granted or not, it would dictate the measures of what he would accept in terms of a plea bargain. If the Your Honorable Court would rather prefer to run with trial, we have no objection to that. But we do think that there are significant issues with the search. We don't believe that there is any legal basis for the search. And my client has respectfully requested to bring this issue to the court so the court can decide as to the legality of the search.
All right. State, have you had a chance to review to see if the search was legal?
Yeah, Judge, I reviewed it here in the docket today, and I believe it was. I had proposed to Mr. Munoz, maybe we could do like a forward motion to the court, but do some pressing in my hearing.
All right, how many officers would this be? All right, how long do y'all anticipate it taking?
Anticipate very long. We can probably, I would assume, just knock it out maybe like in an hour and a half to 2 hours, perhaps in the afternoon.
That seems.
Okay. So when y'all want to call and see when your officer is available and confer with Ms. Ferguson, if it's going to be in the afternoon. Norma, do we have anything that is any trials at the end of this month?
3 seconds.
I would say February 17th, however, it's a holiday.
Oh, that is true, Judge. I forgot about that. Yes. Court has availability the week of the 17th. I would not be opposed to that, or at latest the following week. Client has.
We do the 27th just because on the 20th we have another pre-trial motion to suppress that afternoon, Thursday.
Okay.
We have no objection to the 20th.
I can do the 27th, Judge. I have a trial set on the 24th and one on the 25th.
What trial is
I
this
have
one?
2 cases on the 24th.
Right, so at the latest, it'll be a motion to suppress on the 28th.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further from defense.
All right, we'll see you back on the 28th.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe excused?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Have a good one.
I conferred with ADA Garaham. And I believe the state's position would be to pull back the PR bond. Sorry, let me give that to you.
All right, so you say you're in contact with your client?
I am. I just spoke with him. He's a father. He has children, at least one child. He's been working. He has court February 25th. Previous to that, he's appeared in County Court 12. He's never missed a setting.
Mhm.
Although I think he only had one setting though. It was in January. And I'm just asking if the PR bond could still be
status.
I don't think you ever called this case, Judge.
Oh, we're not calling it.
Okay.
It's just.
We're not on the record.
No, no.
Judge, with the, we looked previously and don't have drug labs yet. It's a PG2. It shouldn't take 2 years, but your guess is as good as mine in all honesty about how long it would take.
All right.
If we do bring it in, we could possibly work something out. I mean, if it's gonna be a plea or not. Because there is a misdemeanor and then the 2 felonies total, right?
2 felonies total
Yeah.
and 1 county court 12 case, which I think in 12,
CW?
yes.
Yeah, I mean, we should be able to work something out. I mean, if it's workable, I mean.
All right, so. They have him as being in non-compliance because he was rearrested. So are both parties in agreement to leaving him on his PR bond because the labs are not in on the other case?
The state's position is not to keep them on a PR since they did pick up something that you're the judge. But of course, we'll defer to the court.
No, actually, it's just a rearrest. So the offense date for the 2000.
I guess it's 2023.
Oh, no, you're correct. It is now. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for a hearing.
Okay.
What is the date council you request?
February 25th.
Normus on this, we're going to set it for February 25th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll set it for February 25th.
Thank you, Judge.
Is
I
there
appreciate
anything
it.
else?
I'm sure I have some more stories, but
You can always come here.
Everything, yeah. Take care, Judge.
All right, thank you. And then let the defense counsel know I'm just going to rule on these motions.
Judge, I think we're done.
Yes, we are done. We'll be back tomorrow and I guess people are going to rodeo.
The only thing I want to see about tomorrow, Judge, what time you want to pick in the afternoon and start testimony, or do you want to start testimony?
It depends on the level of felony. Just give me one moment. Let me put this in the system and then we will come back.
Okay.
And see if everybody's gonna rodeo. You know, somebody told me that the chicken on the stick, which I don't know how you put chicken on the stick.
That's Fiesta, that's
Yeah.
not,
They said it's at the rodeo and they said it's $17.
everything's $17 at the rodeo. Don't, I mean,
And they say children are
I
not
took-
admitted free anymore.
I took 3 10-year-olds on Saturday night. And
Okay.
by myself, and it was an moving experience.
All right, so I know this is bad for me to say it, but there's one person in this room, maybe, who's never been to the rodeo.
You?
Yes. Oh, you haven't been to- Thank you for not being, oh, there are 3 people.
I've been to like several
Right, to-
recently. I've not only to San Antonio, but I've been to a lot of rodeo.
Have I? Oh, tons.
Yeah.
I lived in a small
I'll
town.
tell you, well, I'll tell you what though. You missed the boat because San Antonio Rodeo about 10 years ago was much better than it is now, I think. It was much better.
Sean, have you ever been to the rodeo?
Yes,
Be friends with the guys at the rodeo and so they got tickets each, so we would get down on the floor to see the entertainment.
Oh, wow.
Like down where the barrel race, everybody went out
Oh,
of,
yeah.
so we would get to sit down there.
Oh, that's
on the
awesome.
floor. I mean,
All right, so I'm gonna go to the rodeo. We need to go to the rodeo at least once.
I
So
mean,
we
it
can
is
say we
fun.
went.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
It's a good experience.
I've never been to the rodeo.
It's San Antonio, Judge.
Is it a sin?
Yes, you've been there for over 20 years and you have never gone once.
Mahia, have you been to the rodeo? All right, so no, here's the thing. Have you ever been to the rodeo and not worked the rodeo?
Spend a lot of money too.
You gotta remember, like, if you lived here your whole life, that was like a big deal
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago. It was like, there's not much, Spurs, they suck. And then like, well, I guess the Spurs didn't suck.
And you never.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna say 40 to 50.
She's been here her whole life. She says she's never been.
She looks great.
All right. Euphoria. Should I sing? Should I rap the lyrics to Euphoria?
I'm not gonna.
All right, so I'm assuming you met the Grams.
I don't even, I've learned a lot in the last 24 hours.
Well, you know what's so funny? I had zero idea what's going on.
I did
right?
too. I didn't
And the
know.
next thing I know, there's a comedian, I think his name is Joshua or either Joseph something. He used to be on Comedy Central. And so he's like, let's explain the beef between Drake and Kendrick. I'm like, there's a beef. I don't know anything about this. It's sort of like Blake Lively and Jason Bell.
Nobody knows what it's got to that point where nobody knows what it really is.
And so then I said, oh, and you know who I think really started the whole thing? The hype men. Somebody would put something out, my understanding. Drake put something out. And then I think academics was saying,
Oh, yeah.
Kendrick, I guess you're not bringing anything, huh? And then Kendrick's like, you know, sometimes you can't call people out.
Like silently speaking, because it was like, there's this whole backstory, right?
Oh, no.
where Drake and Jake were doing a song together, and it was like, we're the top three, and you want to include Kendrick Lamar.
No, I see. Oh, you know what I see? I see two people kissing and hugging on stage. Yeah, I'm just quoting my lyrics. Yes. Okay, where's Mac? Hi, oh, hi. So the attorney has the flu, but this person has warrant out. I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were with Mac. We're about to perform a rap battle. And then people were asking, what was Serena Williams doing? I'm like, if you know, you know.
I'm out too.
Yes.
I did my research.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we should take a court trip to New York for the Lively Baldoni thing, just to see if we could learn something from the trial. Yes, we could learn some civil. I don't know, but I would catch up on my civil. It's been a while. Yeah. Yes, you may be excused. And I'm going to watch Interstellar, and I'm telling you, if it's 2 hours that I've wasted.
Oh, that show? The show?
Well, no, it's supposedly something with Matthew McConaughey.
I'll tell you what, you have to be in the right frame of mind to watch. It's sort of like Space Odyssey. You have to be in the right.
Oh, and see, I never thought of Space Odyssey. I know it's goes down as a classic, but I just wasn't.
Classic, it's like pretty much ahead of its time.
No.
And you know, it's back when like they didn't have to tell you everything. You sort of had to figure it out on your own. It's really annoying when you're young. But then as you get older, and some of the movies you have to figure it out by yourself.
Well, you know what movie I watched while I was packing? This movie called Bliss. And it's with Selma Hayek. And what is his name? He's one of the brothers. Owen, one of the Owen brothers. What is his first name? Oh, is it Owen Wilson?
The guy with the weird nose?
Yeah. Owen Wilson. Yeah, it's one of the Wilson brothers, not Luke. Okay, that movie, I think people slept on that movie and didn't give it the proper critical acclaim it deserved, because I was watching it. I was like, I don't know, I'm sort of liking it.
You know, one that they did a time machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh, it is. It is.
If you grew up in the 80s, you love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny.
It
I
was-
thought it was great. Like all the, they had like all the, it just covered almost all the generic.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
It's an entertaining movie. It's not gonna win an Oscar or anything like that.
Well, maybe it should. Why do they not let comedies? I still think Army of Darkness deserved an Oscar. Oh. All right, so
Good.
Is the defendant is out on bond, so
yes,
is there a way to, because, yeah, we reset that.
I mean, I will, but this has been sitting out there for a while. And I know the attorneys is out with the flu. So I'll set it for next week. So if the attorney can't be here, could someone from MAC be here?
I don't think that we can represent them.
Because this is an appointed case, correct? Or is it a hired case? right. All right, so if someone from Matt could be here, Norma, can we recall this next week? All right, let's do it the 20th. That'll give him more time. Thank you so much for coming over.
Yes,
All right.
and I will say, because on the 20th, most of the people from the MAC will be out in a conference.
Oh,
So.
all right.
20th and 21st.
Okay, maybe Zoom. All right, thank you.
Just wanted to let you
All right, I appreciate it. Have a good one and go to the rodeo.
see that, right?
Not knowing what it's. Oh, see, I agree with her. But my understanding, but the llamas will spit on you.
I think the llamas are the petty ones. They don't fit anymore.
Okay.
But the little goats will go like.
Okay, I love the little goats.
Hit down like three goats, like, hey, what's up, all over me. I was like, oh.
Okay, I may just have to go to see the goats.
Yeah.
And I would suggest during the day.
Okay.
Go, if you want to go to the actual rodeo, like tickets for the actual rodeo,
Mhm.
the inside part, I would try to get it like on a noon one on a Saturday or Sunday. Because then you get down there, you can enjoy it, and then after you can walk around a little bit and then you can leave. Because if you go at night, you'd have to get there before, because after the performance and everything, everything's closed. Everybody just leaves.
So here's my question.
Pretty much, if you go to the concert after the rodeo, it's all, when you walk out, it's all cut, closed down.
So here's a question, and I always say there is no such thing as a dumb question, or at least the only dumb question is the question that is not asked. Where's the rodeo located?
Center, where they-
Oh.
That's what they call the rodeos, road trip for the
Mhm.
Purrs, because they take over the arena for the 20 days, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the Freeman Coliseum is next door, and they used to be the Freeman Coliseum where they had all the rodeos, but when they built AT&T Center or Frost Center now, that's where they have the indoor rodeo.
Okay.
And it's, I mean, it's a nice venue to see the rodeo.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting, Judge, is that
What?
the dirt gets recycled, right?
No, yeah, they keep the same dirt. It's been the same dirt.
Mine is all the
20, 30
history of
years.
dirt.
So it's been the same dirt for the like 30 something years? Well, it's not good dirt because it's good dirt if it has worms.
Well, and they go put it in like a field and they cover it, but then they uncover it sometimes. So it could get like sunlight.
Is there no mold? Isn't that mold or something if you're covering dirt?
Well, they cover it and then they uncover it.
Okay.
So that it doesn't get too damp, and then they uncover it so it dries out, and then they cover it back up so they don't lose dirt.
I wonder how much someone is paid to make sure that dirt is covered and uncovered.
They have the rodeo commission. That one lady, our victim,
Mhm.
that man